And they will give you gossips and rumors about the company you're trying to invest in until you end up not investing. I remember a lady was in our office earlier this year, and she was saying to me, she said, "Look, Stephen, I wanted to invest with you. When your property was going for 1.5 million. I called my family members, they say, they are scammers, they are this, they don't even know us. And then she decided not to buy. And she want the property move from 1.5 million to 3 million to 5 million to 7 million to 10 million to 15 to now 30 million. And she can't afford it anymore. And so going forward, I don't care what rumor I hear, I don't care what anybody says. If you have a new property, I'm investing. And you must understand that if you're going to do real estate investment, that there's so much of speculation, gossip, and bad news, and people just wanting to convince you don't invest once it's with an African. We already have that problem. So you must be sure what you're doing, you must be sure who you are partnering with, and you must be personally convinced you want to partner with them. Real estate is local, but investment knowledge must be global. Let me say that again. Everybody, can we type this? Real estate is local, but investment knowledge must be global. Can we all type it? Real estate is local, but investment knowledge must be global. In other words, if I'm buying property in US, it's local to US, it's local to Houston. I'm buying property in UK, it's local to London, local to Dubai, local to Nigeria. But I must have a global knowledge so that I know the mix, right? I know the cocktail of what I am doing. Align investments with your long-term goal, passive income, retirement, legacy. Align your investment with your long-term goals, right? Align them with your long-term goals. So I'm buying this land 20 years from now, I will be 70, right? The value of this land will be worth this. I can sell it and then do this with it. I'm buying this house in Houston. The value will be worth this. Or I'm doing this investment with GTEx. They'll be giving me this money every 18 months. In the next 10 years, this is what's going to be worth. So think passive income, think retirement, think legacy, think long term. If you don't think long term, you will never do real estate. If you're thinking money for now, it's CBEX, you put all your money. And when you lose money from CBEX, you still look for who to blame. Always perform due diligence, including legal title search and visibility studies, right? Collaborate with trusted local partners and agents and property lawyers. Very, very important. Yeah, I mean, Ade Suji is CBEX, so, how many of you know that the reason why they dragged me about $18,000, some of them were linking the pain of losing money to CBEX, okay, was part of why some people were very angry with me, right? It was the anger they couldn't transfer to CBEX that they were pouring out on me. And as far as I'm concerned, I didn't even know CBEX existed until Farouk, can you tell them to? I'm not able to send messages to everybody. I can only message host or panelists. Can they adjust this, please? Well, those of you asking for email, you can send a mail to product@stephenakitel.com. You can email GTEx Holdings. Farouk, if you can drop the GTEx Holdings email so that people have it. Thank you, everybody. I advise you to invest right now, today. Start your investment today. I'm going to take your questions. If you have questions for me, please go ahead. Let me take your questions. I hope you got value. If you got value, type I got value, I got value, I got value. Yeah, so if you can drop people asking for email and all that. So GTEx You can, do you have property one can invest in Abuja? Absolutely. There's no part of Nigeria we don't have property you can invest in. Um, oh, I got exposure. I'm happy people are asking. Is GTS registered with SEC? GTS has no business being registered with SEC. We're a real estate company, so a real estate company has no business with SEC. However, we have an investment arm. You see what I'm talking about, the ignorance now. Okay? Oh, Lord have mercy. John, when we read, is the reason why disinformation is our biggest problem in Nigeria. So you probably will hear story of a particular company is not registered. That's the investment they are referring to. So virtually all real estate company has an investment arm where you give them money. You are not owning property, you're just giving them money. They use your money to buy property and they give you returns. And so for US, we're US SEC filed company. And then in Nigeria, we're cooperative, and as a cooperative, we have the right, as a member of a cooperative, to gather funds and do investment with those funds and give our members returns. But a real estate company has no business being registered with SEC. I hope I've answered you. What is the biggest mindset to have as an incoming future salary earner who want to delve into real estate locally and internationally? Well, number one, get, step up your game in terms of your income. You need to start making better income so that you can save some of your money and then invest those money you are saving into real estate investment. Dr. Akita, is it easy to send the slide? I can't send my slide. This is a free class. I don't owe anybody slide in a free class. How can I join your cooperative? Well, I think Mr. Farouk has dropped all the details and you can be follow that. We're a registered cooperative. We are governed by the state and in Nigeria. But in the US, we're a SEC filed, syndication. Adekunle Ajayi says, please, is it a good idea to invest in Detroit, US? I mean, you have to do your research. A lot of us. So I remember one of my friends was sharing with me how the sister was to buy a house here in the US, and she just went straight to buy just based on the fact that her friend also was saying that houses were cheap in that place. And she went ahead, she bought. 1 year, less than 1 year later, she was tired. She didn't know anybody. It was tough. She wants to leave the place and move to another place. So the question is, why Detroit? Is it because your cousin is there, your nephew is there? And these are the wrong decisions we make. We just make decision. You need to tell me. So you can't just, because I now tell you Detroit is not good. I mean, I don't have the right to just tell you Detroit is not good. Why Detroit in the first place? Is it sentiment? Is it emotions? Is it because your cousin, your father, your in-law is there? Which is part of the mistakes we always make generally when it comes to investment. Um, Anonymous says, please always put your name. So when you're asking me question, I only take question of those that their name is showing. So I won't take this one. Please, so that I don't lose your question, go to the Q&A section and drop your question there. I'm beginning to lose some questions, right? So go to the Q&A section and drop your questions there, please. There's a Q&A button. Just click on that Q&A button. Drop your question. That way I won't lose anybody's question. Jeremiah says, can I start with GTS as an intern? Yes, you can. Mr. Farouk, drop your contacts. Let Jeremiah do internship with you. Farouk is a good leader. I'm sure he will mentor you well. Let me see. John says, is your land banking or cooperative? What is the percentage you give for 10 million investment for 10 years? Well, you need to reach out to the team, right? So this is also very important. I no longer run GTExt, you know. I am the founder of the company. I'm proud of what we founded, but the company is now run by the group CEO, Mr. Rana Ijaz. Then every subsidiary has his own MD. Mr. Farouk here is the MD of GVest, which is a digital cooperative in Nigeria. And then in the US, like I said, we're SEC filed fund in the US. So Mr. Farouk is in better place. He's the MD. He's better place to tell you what you get on 10 million. So I'm sure he has dropped his number and he will give you all that. Some people are saying we should send them recording. I don't owe you recording. Go to YouTube, Dr. S. Akintayo. You see the recording of today's class there. Okay, but please don't drop any number or anything. I don't owe you anything, please. Okay. Um, Yeah, G&A is for those who want to sell for us. So if we give good returns, people who sell property for us, they get good income. Whether you sell our property in UK or US or Dubai, you make a lot of money in dollars. And you can do that with our company. Mr. Farouk will point you to the right direction. Please drop your question in the Q&A section, as I'll be able to cover it. Current serving copper, yes, you're free to invest or come do internship with us. You can even change your PPA to our company. We're open to that. Mr. Farouk has dropped many phone number, email for you guys. Adeshoji says, do you have property in Oshogbo or Osun State? The question is, why should we have property in Osun State? How fast do property appreciate in Oshogbo? All right, and these are some of the things many of us don't look at. We've done a very intense class, and many of us are not taking our time to analyze, why is Dr. Stephen investing where he's investing? So when you ask me a question like Oshobo, the question is why Oshobo? Just the same way I asked the guy Detroit. Why Oshobo? Do I get better returns in Oshobo than Lagos? Oh, I should do Oshobo because I'm from Oshobo, right? Our company has more property in Lagos, and I'm not from Lagos. I have more property in Abuja and I'm not from Abuja. You must think investment based on returns on investment rather than it being based on where you are from. And that's one of the problem we're having as a country. Everybody just want to invest in their village and go and brag during their festival to say they are the highest investor in their village. There's nothing wrong with that, but do that after you've built massive wealth. Okay? Lolade says, I'm interested in cooperative and the masterclass. Okay, good. Mr. Farouk, is going to reach out to you. You can also chat me personally if you have anything that you think need my own attention. 443-790-3925. The rule of chatting me is you must first state your first and last name, not one name, first, last name, and then go straight to your question. And I will answer it. But like I said, I don't run the company day to day, so I block people when they give me unnecessary stress. I don't run the company day to day. I would link you up with the people who run the company and you can attend to them. And you can reach out to them. That's how we run. Um, How do I introduce my kids to real estate business? They're in school and they run small real estate company. Mentorship. I run a mentorship program and I went viral over it. It used to be $20,000 for a year. Now I've increased it to $25,000. Some people started complaining it's too expensive. What got me upset is that those who paid for it are not complaining because their life has been transformed, right? So I didn't see why people on social media wake up and just want to talk. Gabriel says, what zoning or regulatory changes should investors and developer be watching out for? Gabriel from Freetown. So zoning in what country, right? So you remember we talked about different countries. So it depends on the country. That's what determines the answer to this question. Okay. John says, please, do you have office in Uyo, Akwa Ibom? Again, why should I have office in Uyo? Okay. Does Akwa Ibom give me more returns, more than I will get in Port Harcourt? The answer is no. So again, I'm advising you, invest based on returns. That's why you are here for this class. Don't invest based on, I want a property in my village. I want a property in my town. Let it be, hey, there is better returns in this place. There is higher capital appreciation in this location. Hence, I want to invest in that location. That is the mindset we must all have. If we don't have that mindset, we will not build a great business for ourselves and for the next generation. Okay? So I hope you got value. I hope you learned something new. You can go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, share the link of the channel. Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Go there. This video is there. So those asking for the link, the video is there. Copy the link, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and loved ones. I won't always do free webinars like this, but when I do it like this, I love it when we take advantage of it and we use it to educate people, because the level of ignorance in the real estate sector is alarming. And it's so painful that people just run with emotions, with sentiment. Once anybody say, they've scammed you, everybody, yeah, they've scammed us. Oh, we heard they scammed somebody. Yes, they've scammed. Okay. What exactly is the scam about? What really happened? We don't know. But we are ready to go after the bad news. Okay. And I think that has to be worked on. You must be open to knowledge. You must be hungry about quality information like this. How many of you, for example, agree with me that suddenly you have a better understanding of real estate just from this class? If you agree with me, just type I agree, right? You now have a better understanding. You have some sense, you know. So our offices are in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Those are the three offices we have. We don't have office in everywhere. We have estates, right? And we don't believe you need to see us physically to have conversation. This is a whole different era. Okay, it's a whole different era. And if you say I have the mindset of I have to go to a physical office, I don't know what to say. Right? In 247, you can call the office, you can ask all the questions that you have, you can have conversations, right? Thank you, everybody, for being part of today's webinar. I hope you got some value. I hope you're enlightened. I hope some of what you learned today is going to help you into the future and you'll be able to really, and I hope some of you will become our customers, and I really look forward to some of you doing business with us and we having good business relationship together. I look forward to that. I want to also appeal that you respect um, the organization, reach out to the right people in charge of what, and and work with the team so that you can get the best value. We have an amazing team ready to attend to you. Everything must not be about me, right? Some people will say, I will not do business except Dr. Steven. I don't understand. I don't even run day to day of the company. So it's better you have a relationship with those who run the business. Um, the, I just can't share everything I'm doing, but trust me, the word I can use is we are supposed to law. Right? In terms of where my mind is, in terms of the kind of things we are beginning to do, we're gone. Okay, gone. So I wish people know that all this $100,000 investment here, 50 million naira investment here. That's not what is in my head, though. Okay, my head is gone. Gone. If I don't see B on the side and in dollars, I'm not even thinking it's a business I want to get involved in. We're starting a venture capital company. We're starting a a private equity company where I'm going to be buying companies, turn them around. US companies, actually. It's part of why I went to Harvard. Buy companies, turn them around. And so there's so much my mind is going. So Flora says, can I join the company? How many times, Flora, will you ask? I've said yes. Ask Mr. Farouk, who has dropped his number countless of times. God bless you. Have a great day. I leave you in the hands of Mr. Farouk Usman.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Steven. That was wonderful. Please, everyone, just type in thank you, Dr. Steven. Thank you, Dr. Steven. Thank you, Dr. Steven. For those of you asking questions, especially those of you on Facebook, on YouTube, the phone number you can contact, you can reach me directly on +234 701 408 7669. +234 701 408 7669. And you need investment opportunities, you want to make inquiries, you want to join our amiable team of interns and ready to give you the best answers to that. Mr. John, you can also reach out to the phone number I've dropped and you get a lot of information regarding the investments you want to make with us. At the beginning of this webinar, before we round up, I asked a specific question. I asked the question, if you have $50,000, where will you invest in? A lot of people chose Nigeria. Few people chose Dubai. Few people chose US. And I said at the end of today's class, I would like to see your answers again to see perhaps what you've learned in this webinar has changed your perception around that. So Emmanuel Adebayo says Nigeria. I think you said Nigeria before. So please, I want you to just respond to that. If you have $50,000 in cash, not in assets, to invest money that you are comfortable with taking investment opportunities wherever. So Mr. Emmanuel says Nigeria. Joy says Nigeria. Who else? Some of you said US, some of you said Dubai. Are you still sticking with that? Or are you investing back in Nigeria? Nigeria, 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 Nigeria. Oh. Nigeria, beg, Dubai, Nigeria. Alice still says Sierra Leone. You must be a patriot, right? Nigeria, of course, Nigeria and US, Sierra Leone. I'll invest in Lagos and Dubai. Rhoda says, changed my mind to Dubai. Matthew said Nigeria. Alice still says Sierra Leone. Well, the good news is that despite what you're investing in, you are sure to have made informed decisions and have wonderful investment choices for you. And we're grateful for Dr. Steven to share a fraction of his words of knowledge. I always say it's a fraction because you can give him 100 hours and we'll still giving you value and value and value and value. And I'm always excited to have him come and change my perspective about global real estate domination because that's the end goal. That's the race, right? Global domination, impact life, allow people to invest through us and say, yes, through Dr. Steven webinar. It started on a day like this. I took my chances. I invested $20,000, $40,000, $50,000. And now, 10 years later, I'm able to build my own real estate empire. I'm able to get rental income. I'm able to start land banking, even reading his books, right? Becoming a land banker, billionaire land banker. I'm able to start this. So, again, I'll drop the number for inquiries again and all the contact details. For inquiries about Nigeria, info at gtexhomes.com. For the US, info at gtexhomesusa.com. For Dubai, info at gtexsuites.com. For investments, internship opportunities, you can reach me out on +234 701 408 7669. I'll call it again +234 701 408 7669. And I'll be here to reply. I've gotten some messages already and I'll be replying them. From the team, I want to thank you all for joining this webinar. You can get the recording on Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube, or you can check his Facebook account, Stephen Akintayo, as well. And you can also send an email to the team. The technical team may be kind enough to send you the Zoom link. Thank you so much and have a great day, everybody. Technical, are you there?